I'm hot. But anyway, welcome back to Sassy Granny Vlogs. I'm Shay if you're new here. And I'm a crafter. I'm in my crafter room. So I craft a lot. I try to vlog sometimes. That's why I've named my channel. My channel's been named several things and I've changed it. I've moved and all this kind of stuff. And a lot of times that's why I changed it, because I moved and just all this kind of stuff. And I'm just doing something I usually don't do in case I have somebody new. Hey, that rhymed. I'm a poet, didn't know it. Make it rhyme every time. Okay, y'all, I'm burning up. I was cold. I've been cold the past 2 or 3 days. Thus, I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. But as you can see right now, I got it rolled up and I am sweating. I'm hot. I got my fan on. Anyway, it is finished. My random craft that I was doing, which turned out to be a journal. I knew it was a journal when I first went into it. I was saying random craft to y'all because I didn't know what it, y'all to know what it was at first. I love to be secretive. But it is a journal, so it's my random craft journal. That's why I call it that, like that. Okay, it is finished. So now I am here to give y'all a tour of it, show you the whole thing in detail from cover to cover, and explain to y'all all about it, why I call it random, what I'm meaning. I told y'all I was trying to do something. I'm going to explain to y'all what I want to try to do. And I hope it'll work out. Because I've tried doing this before and it's never really worked out for me. It's just always seemed hard for me. And number one, I don't consider myself to craft and make things pretty enough to do what I want to do. Okay, so, are y'all ready? No one has come on yet. This is a live. Of course, I know people will watch it later and can see it and answer my questions. Hopefully they will, and all of that. If anyone comes on during this while I'm doing it, I mean, I have a tendency to go back and repeat myself. I don't want to have to do that. I mean, I can't control it. It's me. It's how I am. It's what I do. But I don't really want to do that. And here we go. Here's my first person. I'm not repeating myself. You'll go back and watch the thing at the beginning. Hello. Welcome. Thanks for coming in to visit me. Tell me who you are. Oh, and they leave. So, see, that wasn't really anybody of my normal viewers that really cared. So anyway, they was just being a little bit nosy there. That's okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to show my journal that I made because it is finished. And I'm going to try to explain while I'm showing it to y'all. I guess that's kind of hard too because I'm going to be talking about the journal and how I did it. I'll tell you what, let me explain first. I hope this is not going to be long. I wanted it to be short. Anyway, let me explain first what my ideal was, what I wanted to do. Then I'll start showing y'all. That way I can explain the journal as I've shown you. Okay, I want to try to sell it. I have tried to do this before years back. Never worked out. Number one, like I said, I don't think I'm a good enough crafter to sell things that people would want my stuff. I'm not good with sticking with themes. I'm just haphazard, any and all kind of different colors and patterns. That's what I like. Thus, my crafting, why it looks like it does. Number two, on selling things, it has always been hard for me. Number one, I'm not a math person. So I'm not good with putting prices to things. A price to be for sure that I would make a profit from it and it would be worth it. Since you have to count all your materials you use and how much they cost, the price for that. Then you have to figure in your time you work on it, the price for that. You have to figure in your mail price it's going to take you to mail it to the person that buys it, figure in all that, and then above that price, you have to have, enough amount of money that is your profit, your income, what you're making off of that. That has always been so hard for me. I have never been able to do that. And not really knowing, see, I don't have a lot of money, and I can't afford to have a website built for a business of selling stuff. I see that I have another one come in. Hello, welcome to my channel. Thanks for coming to visit me. I'm trying to think. Let me know who you are. Anyway, so back to this, or to pay someone to make me a website, or just any app or anything that would cost me money to be able to sell crafts that I make. So, I've tried before in the past, and it's just been hard, and I couldn't do it. So, I always give it up. I've probably tried 2 or 3 times. Well, before I started making this, I think I was watching a video, and somebody mentioned their Facebook page. And I know my husband has a Facebook page, so I thought of that as well, where he sells his wood stuff that he makes. And I am, what do you call it? They ask you to like it, and that kind of puts you into their page. So a lot of my friends and family on Facebook have pages, and they have asked me to like, and I've liked it. And so I get notifications about those pages and stuff. So I got to thinking, they do it. How simple is it? Do they just take a picture of their item they're wanting to sell, post it up on that page, put a price to it, bam, someone sees it, and is it connected to PayPal? Do they pay them and put it in their PayPal? Because that's how I would want it. How would I get it to them? This is how I was thinking, because I know it's hard for me mailing stuff. I don't have a lot of money, and figuring in the price of mailing something to make the profit, like I said. So I was thinking it'd be nice if I could only sell here around my area, and they could actually come to my house and pick it up. But I know that's not workable. I really need to be where I can mail things off if I'm going to do this. Be a legit business, kind of. But anyway, so, I was thinking, how simple is that? Can I do it? So I started, first off, I went to my husband's page. I investigated and looked all around on it. I went to some of the others that I liked in or joined in, however you say that. See, I don't know. I don't do a whole lot on Facebook. I don't know a lot about it, don't understand a lot. I'm a very simple-minded person, and things have to be really easy, step by step, for me to know how to do. Anyway, I investigated and checked some things out, and I said, I think I'm going to give it a try. And then I thought, okay, what could I make to sell? And then I just thought, a vintage journal. So then I said, okay, and I came in my room, and it was just bam, like that. And normally that's not me. I usually really think about it a lot and take a lot of time, and I will look around, and then maybe after a long while, meaning a few days or weeks, I might get started on it. But I came in here and I started thinking and looking, what do I have, what can I use, and I gathered my stuff, and then I started working on it, and I've kept at it, and it is done. So, I want to ask y'all for help, for advice. I'm going to show y'all this journal I've made in detail. I want to ask y'all to let me know in the comments below. Forget that this is me. Okay? Forget that it's me. Forget that I have made the journal. Forget that I'm the one trying to sell it. Pretend that you want a vintage journal. So you get on and look it up. You want a homemade one, someone that has crafted and made it. So you get online, you search and you look, and you come across this exact journal. Same colors, patterns, size, everything. And it's labeled as a vintage journal. I also want y'all to let me know, do you think it is actually, does it look like a vintage journal? I'm calling it a vintage journal. I've done it with pages and materials that I think are vintage styles and colors, what I consider, but other people may be different. Y'all may look at it and say, that's not vintage, you know. So I also want you to let me know that in the comments below. But anyway, you find this journal and you look at it, and then you see the price, and you think, that's a good price, I'm going to get that, and bam, you buy it. What would that price be? What do you think a good price would be? What would you spend on this journal? And, or, hey Becca, I'm not going to repeat myself. Go back and watch the beginning later. I'm telling all about my journal, my random craft journal. It's finished. I'm fixing to show it. It's showing me I have 0 people. I don't understand that. But anyway. So, either that, or if you had made this journal and was selling it, what would you sell it for? Because I need help with the price. That is something I do not know how to do. And I'm going to wait for everybody's comments below and I read them. But I am, in the meantime, I want to try to make the Facebook page. Take a picture of this. I'm thinking that's how it works. I hope. And I'm hoping it can be connected with PayPal. Because I'm hoping that's how I can get paid, is through PayPal when they buy it. I don't understand all about that. I got to figure it all out. I don't know. I may need some help from somebody who I don't know. Because I always have a hard time getting somebody to help me. It's another thing. But anyway. So. But yeah, I need help with the price. So I'm going to point it down. Show the journal in detail. And then you tell me what a fair price you think would be. And you tell me if it does all look vintage. You know, did I do any mistakes? Did I use anything that really ain't vintage, but I think it's vintage? Whatever. I just want help with this. Okay, so give me a minute to get this turned around. Let me try something. I'm wondering if I can turn the screen around while on here. Let's see. Yes! Wow. Cool. Okay. Now let me get it set. Give me a minute here. I'm going to try to get it set. Well, hang on. I got to make my little tripod legs work right. I think I have to loosen this. Give me a minute. Yeah, loosen this screw thing before it will tilt down. Now let me tighten it back up. Alright, now let me make sure, because sometimes when I do this and it's bent down towards the table, it gets heavy and wants to fall over. So, alright. And I can't pull this up any taller to go up any higher. And there, I've moved the legs. So, I'm hoping that it's okay and in good view and y'all can see it. Alright. So this is the front of it. This is what it looks like. So see, to me, this ribbon matches, the colors in this ribbon matches the colors in that. Does it not to y'all? That red? And I think it goes good together. And so all of my little ribbons here, or not ribbons, but this is called jute twine, that I put inside, and yes, one because of how, see how that's, no, y'all don't see, because I ain't showing it in the camera. See how my pages are going like this? So they kept getting further and further out. So one string is in the middle of this one, and that's why it comes across this way. You know, I know that's not even professional looking, but I couldn't figure out any other way, but I have checked it. It does not hinder the book opening and laying flat. for you to be able to use it and see it real good. But this was tied in a bow, but I have glued that over that. This is the back side. So it's glued here. But when you untie it, which we have to do, it's just a knot. And this may be too long. I don't know. Should I cut any more off? It was already longer. And I done cut some off. And I'm just tying it in a knot. It is the wire edge. So you can like bend it to get it out of your way when you open it up like this. Okay, now I have put a picture, one of my vintage looking pictures on there. The background of the picture is green also. So I thought that went really well with the front cover. And then I've put this little trim as a frame like, so I don't have these parts glued down. Okay, but just the top edge of it. And she has a hat on. I guess y'all can tell that. But I love that. Another thing I'm kind of thinking and saying to myself and having a problem with, I love this journal. Do I really want to sell it? I want it for myself. How does people that sell things do that when they make something? How do they get rid of it? Okay. So I put some trim here. Because remember how, like this, you can see the longer pages sticking out. But with that over it, it covers that just fine. And so I also did one on the back side here. So that's that. Okay, now let me make sure I've got it in view. Alright, so what I used, these cardboard long tubes that they have wrapping paper on. So it was cardboard. Now they have some that's almost like paper, thin. But they have some thicker type. I had a thicker type one. And I got it, and I measured how big I wanted my book to be. And I think this is the 5x7. So I think it's 5 this way wide and 7 long. And then my pages, I made them like maybe an inch shorter, half an inch shorter, something. I can't remember just how I did it. But anyway, I was wanting something small that I would be able to put, in one of the small envelopes to mail off. Okay, so I used the cardboard and I cut it for my cover, front and back, opened out long cover. And I covered it with that paper all over. Excuse me. Okay. So now you open it up, the first page, and I've used scrapbook papers that, like I said, I think are considered vintage looking. And yeah, there's some, like this is really considered a wedding thing. But, see, that's what I'm saying. Should I have not included the wedding in with just other vintage looking pages? I don't know. I still think it looks vintagey. I love that it has like these words wrote on it and all. I've heard some crafters on videos that I'd watched, they would say there is no mistakes in crafting, in making journals, in making anything else. There is no wrong way or right way. It's whatever you want. But I'm always afraid people's going to look at my stuff and think, Lord, that girl don't know how to craft. She don't know how to put things together right. Anyway, so it's just pages. And some people, if you use a dark enough marker or whatever, gel pen, you probably could write over this. You probably could write right here, Anyway, so I used paper hinges to put these things down with. So this is glued here. And then I think it's the other side, the other half of this page under here that's glued down on it. That's how I put my pages in. And I did each one like that. And originally I had wanted to have them all page inside a page, inside a page, inside a page. The way you would normally do. but I don't know. The way I kept going with it, the way it kept looking, it looked like it was not going to work out. Like it was going to be thicker on one side or more on one side or not open good or right. That was my thinking. That's what I was thinking. So then I started switching up back and forth and doing the hinge like on one side of the page. You know, the whole page would be turned over and I would do. And so that's why it ended up kind of being kooky. But, so that might have been something wrong there I shouldn't have done. But I still think it was okay. Alright, so this was the back of that page. Now this here, and I think I showed this to y'all during while I was making it. It was a cutout I had cut off of another scrapbook page. And so I just glued it on here. Well, then I took a blue colored pencil and marked around it to just kind of frame it out or whatever that's called. And then this is just your normal craft paper. Okay, here is where I've put one of my strings. You can see it here, my jute strings. I've glued it in. So it's both the hinges, paper hinges, and the strings. I don't have one between each page. I just looked and thought, okay, where can I put it that it will hold several pages down good, you know. And so I did that. So it's both the string and the paper hinges that's helping hold the pages in. Plus the jute string is like a decorative part on the front. Okay, and I have inked all of the pages. I've went through here and inked all of the pages, even the cover part, outside and inside. Plus all the things that I have put in the pockets and stuff like that. So here's the other craft paper. Here's this scrapbook paper. And there's the back of that one. Then I had put, this is another little wedding type thing. And y'all, I go strong on my inking to age it up and make it look old. As y'all can see here. I don't think anybody else goes as strong as I do, so that may be something wrong I shouldn't do. People may look at it and think, God, look at that mess, you know, or something. I don't know. But anyway, this is like if you had a wedding shower party, one of the little game papers, extra sensitive predictions, you know, and so, and I just put that in there. So, and it's got, does it have a string? Yes, it's got a string in it, and it's kind of closed over the string. But there's that one. Then this is another scrapbook page, another scrapbook page, another scrapbook page. And remember, I think all of these scrapbook pages look vintage looking to me. So here's the center of that set. And I have another, see, these were kind of the first ones that I lapped on top of each other, except for I had put this one over here. So I put a string in the middle of it. See, this one is separated. That's a page that I put in on this page. It was like one page. It wasn't the spread that went all the way out. So that's like a divider there. Kind of like when they do signatures. It's like one signature, two signature. But not really, because I didn't really do it in signature style. Okay. So, this is like the middle of this part, but it's not really the middle of the book. And I've got a string there. So, I folded this over and made it, I glued it here at the bottom. So, it's like a tuck. And I folded this down to help also decorate a little bit. And I've got this stuck in there, and I inked this up as well. And people put all kind of stuff like this in junk journals. Okay, so there's that. Alright, we turn it. That's the back side of that. Then I had this type of page. It's an Avon with, you know, writing lines and stuff, and I've got a string through there. Okay, see how that came over like this? So this is another, it's on top of this one, and it's kind of separated. Then I have this started over here, scrapbook paper, all right, the back of that one. Then this, and I thought this was cool. This was part of the wedding papers, I think, but it has this trim at the top. I loved that, so I kept that. And this, and then of course I inked all over, you know. Alright, now it made this one because I wanted this on the top. It made this because this is like cutouts you could cut out. It made that upside down. See? That is supposed to be a horse and buggy thing. Okay? But unless whoever buys it would want to cover that with something or whatever. Or maybe you could just use this like right in here, write little things in through here or whatever, you know. And because I used this, which is pretty, over here, it's not really the pretty part. You know, it's the part that you normally cut off. But maybe someone could add some washi tape or something, whoever buys it. Because it's not really fully, whoever buys it can also do some decorating in it as they like, as well as writing in it. Okay, this was a drugstore medicine bag, and I decided to include it. So I've just folded, you can see here, and yeah, it tore in some places as I folded it down, and none of that is glued. It is just folded. I did ink it. Okay, and then I have this little thing inside, and on the outside of it, let's see, that's what it is. Well, on the outside, Lazy Boy Sale, and then it's folded in the middle so that when you open it up, I have glued 2 little notebook pages here that you can write on, and it's all inked up. And that goes in there. Alright, get back in there right now. What is keeping you? Okay, so then this is another scrapbook page. And then you open it up, and this is that side of it. Then I've used, this is blue jean paper. That's not really and truly considered vintage, but to me, in my eyes, it matches and goes with it and can be counted as vintage. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that in the comments. But I have made a pocket. So this is the page. And then I've glued the actually, I think this was, I can't remember. This may have been another, like, junk mail type card folded thing. And then I decorated it with paper. But anyway, I made a pocket. And this is one of your Avon tickets. And I've inked it up and folded it, and it goes in there. Then this is 2 different pieces. This is like the cover. And so you can see the seam here, but I left it like that, and it's inked up. And then I love this page. See, I love all these pages, so I'm having a hard time. Do I want to sell this? Thanks, Stevie. And then you turn the page, and here's this one, and the cute little bird on the limb. And then here's another craft paper. See, this was a junk journal thing here. See, I left it because I loved the scenery with the couch and the coffee table. So I wanted to keep that. And that may make it not considered vintage. You know, I don't know. But anyway, I put some craft paper on this side so that they would have somewhere to write. And then I just left that one. Then this is a scrapbook page. And then you turn it. And this one was lined. I've inked it all up. I have the jute string in the middle. I've folded this side up and made a little pocket for this, which is another, you open it up, it's got craft paper to write on, but it was a junk journal thing, sales paper type thing, whatever. And then I've put it in here and folded it down. You know, you can do like this, but when you fold it, it folds. Then here's this side. Here's the other side of that couch living room scene that I love on the junk journal. So another craft paper to write on. And then here's the other side of that paper. And it's just a fold out, and you can see some more pretty birds. And then you fold it back in. And then it turns. And then here's this side, and it's all inked up. So here's this with craft paper. And then this here was another junk journal thing. And so I decorated it with some paper. I left a corner undone. That was like a jewelry piece right there. So I just thought, hey, that's a cute little design to be there in the corner top. And then this was just a book page. I inked it up. I folded it. This is like a little thing I did. So whoever buys this is going to be a cute little secret thing. I put lines through everything, but I left certain words undone and circled them, and it actually reads something out. So I don't want to say. I want that to be a secret for whoever buys it. Okay, so then here's the other side of this one, the other side of this one, the other side of the medicine bag, and then the other side of this paper, I made another like tuck spot. I just glued it here, and it has the trim. I turned this one under this time instead of over this way. And then this was something someone gave me a long time ago. I don't even remember who gave it to me, but it's like a coffee cup. And it's got, they put it together, you can tell, with the different papers. Well, someone can write on this, I inked it up and stuck it in there. Okay. Then the back side of that. And then here's this one, which is the back side of this one. Now, this is a junk journal thing. I loved the look of this. So I kept this and did not decorate this. Because to me, now y'all, this is how I've inked it up, okay? It looks like something there that you could flick off or whatever. It's not. It's ink, okay? And it just turned out that way. So this looks like a check to me, in my eyes, kind of, but not really. And so I love that, and I wanted to leave that undecorated, so I did. But I did decorate this side with 2 different pages that I think looks vintagey. And then to hide the seam here, I put washi tape. And the reason I did this is one of the cards. Now here it don't, probably because of this full thing. But it was abbreviated here. And it did start tearing a little bit right here. So I wanted to support that. I didn't want that to come undone. So I put washi tape on both sides. I think I'm fixing to sneeze. Hey, God. Both sides of this to help that out. And so then you fold that. And this here is the craft paper you can write on. This is the craft paper you can write on. Alright, then we have this page, and you see how that's separated. So I went over here and glued the paper hinge down to put this page on. And it was like this, but I've inked it up. And then you turn it, and I've inked this up. Now, this is another little junk journal piece. Actually, this was like a card, a kind of a gift card. And this is what it was glue dotted to on the inside, and this just opened up. So I just folded it. I glued the sides to make it a pocket. I left all of that like that. I think that's pretty with the green leaves, and you see a little green butterfly here. When you flip it over, you see the butterfly here, and it's audible. And this was a gift card for that. But it came in the mail, and we don't never use stuff like that. But anyway, so I decorated this up with some cute little stickers that I think looks vintage. But I did leave parts of the card, like the green ribbon. This was a green bow. I left that undone. And then on this side, this was the frames of these stickers. And I thought that was cute. And I wanted, like, the back side to have a place to write. So this was the back page, The front page where the stickers are actually at is kind of glossy, so that would be hard to write on, but I flipped it over to the back side, and I removed the frames from the other side and put it on this side. And I just thought that was cute. It kind of decorated it up a little bit, but you could, like, title something here and then write, And so I thought that was cute. And that goes right in there, in the little thing that it was, made on and sent through the mail in. Alright, so this part, I folded it up. It's all inked, glued it on the sides, made a pocket out of it. Then we have this little, it's called an example I really don't know what it was. That's upside down. Okay, a meal log for the week. So this was a planner thing. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. You fold it. And I just put it, I don't know, I guess because of that, to keep that where you could see it and read it or something. But anyway, then you turn that, and there's that side, and you can write on here. Plus, you could write up here, you know. And then you have this side, and I've inked everything. And then you fold this. Now, this is where you see how this does. So this is taped here as kind of like it's the center. And you don't just fold it there. You have to make sure you push this over, because down here is where it's actually hinged in the book. So see, it kind of worked out kooky. I know. It's me. Leave it to me, and I make it kooky. I don't know how to do nothing right. But anyway, so this is just a flap. This was another, like the heart in the front that I cut out. This was like a flower. I cut it out. I don't know whether I need to leave that. Does that look okay? Just left plain and white. Should I glue something there? I don't know. But anyway, and I also drawed around it, but I think I used black to frame it out. And then it's the flap, and you can write all in there. And it's all inked. And then here's the back side, and this one that you can write on. And then you turn it, and that's the back. Well, no, not quite. This one is the back one. So this one is a pocket. I folded it up and made a pocket out of it. You know, you could even write right there. Now this is an old vintage postcard that I actually bought at my favorite thrift store I like to go to, called Memory Lane. And it's actually got something wrote on the back. It is stamped in 1911. So I've tried to read this, but it's always been hard for me to read cursive writing. So I really can't. I can make some words out, but not enough to really write the whole thing. So anyway, but that's something fun that somebody could maybe read and have, and it's a pretty picture on it. So I stuck that in there. Get it back in there, and then you turn that last page. And there's that, and then here's the back side of the cover with the trim, and then you close it, and the back of your journal. And then you just turn it over, and then you can just tie it in a knot, or whoever buys it, if they want to tie it into another bow, that's, up to them what they want to do. If they want to trim it, they can. So there you go. That's my little random craft journal, junk journal, that I made. So now, y'all tell me what you think. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Did I do a good job? How many mistakes did I make? Is it really all considered vintage? If you was going to sell this, if you had made this and was going to sell it, what would you sell it for? If you didn't make it and you wanted a journal and you went on searching for a vintage journal and you found this one, what would you pay for it? What do you think would be a good fair price? I need help on all of that, because I do want to go over and make me a Facebook page, take pictures of this, put it on it. I also have, I'm going to try to pull y'all up and turn you back around to me. I also have a few other little things that it's not journals. I think it is beautiful just as it is. Thank you, Becca. I appreciate it. Years, say like a couple of 2 or 3 years ago, I have made some things that can go in a junk journal. Maybe they're pockets, maybe they're flaps, and you could, incorporate them in there, and little, just, I don't really know, ephemera, I guess is what you would call it. But I would like to try to sell, I've got like a bunch of that made up. So it's like several different little things. I mean, there's a bookmark, all kind of little things like that. But I have made like a bunch of each of those items. And my ideal for that back then So I'm going to try to do that now with this. Is I want to put one of each thing together as kind of like a little kit. I thought about maybe making it like a grab bag mystery kit where you didn't know what you were getting. But it is all vintagey to me, like this, vintagey looking stuff to go in a junk journal. And put it together and sell them as grab bag mystery kits for people to buy. You know, what would you sell that for? Would you do that not knowing what you was getting? To me, I love stuff like that. I love to buy grab bags and not know what I'm getting, and it's just all exciting and, ooh, what's going to be in there, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So, answer all my questions below, Lord. 40 minutes, almost an hour. And I said this was short. Oh, well, whatever. So, that's my journal, and that was my plan and my ideal. Y'all, please help me out. Because if I don't have the help with the price, then I'm not going to be able to do this. And I really want to make the Facebook page and put this stuff on here and try to sell and make me a little bit of money that I can enjoy spending on other craft things and other things I want and stuff. I would really love to be able to do that. I'm not monetized on my YouTube yet. Probably never will be. And I've been on here 10 years or 11, something like that. I don't know how other people do it. But, you know, bam, they right away get a bunch of people and they get high enough that they can be monetized and they start having income coming in. And, oh, I would love to do that. But anyway, maybe it's just not meant for me to. Anyway, y'all, that's it. That's what I wanted to do. Share that and show that to y'all and explain all about it. Y'all, please answer my questions and give me the advice, and I would appreciate it. Now, I'm showing I have 2 people. I know Becca's one. Who is my other one? Will you let me know who you are? I can't remember. Somebody else had come in. Stevie, right? Is Stevie still with me? And, I know that, you know, this will go up and other people will watch this later, so I'm hoping, you know, I want not just one person. I want everybody that watches this, give me your advice. What would you pay for a journal like this, you know? Yep, it's you. Okay, thanks for coming to visit me. Appreciate it. All right, I guess that's it, and I'll let y'all go. So, bye. I don't know how to end it for some reason. Alright, guys. I enjoyed sharing that with y'all. I hope y'all like it. I mean, I know Becca said she loves it and she thinks it's pretty. Thank you. I appreciate it. And also Stevie said, too, that I did a good job. So, thank y'all. I appreciate it. And I will let y'all go. Don't forget to, in the comments below, though, when it comes up, to give me your advice. You're welcome. Glad to catch you live. Bye. Yep, me too. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.